Well, for those of you that know me, know I love these cars. And I don't know if we can consider this an actual barn find, but it has been sitting in this shop for 15 years. Had a brand new paint job, was parked here, and not sure what happened to the original owner, but the owner of the shop inherited it, and it was gifted to me. We're gonna take this home, clean her up, and you're all gonna go with me. So this one will be on my YouTube channel. 81 Corvette, 15 years sitting. She'll be back on the road here soon. Well, sat for 15 years, 1981 Corvette. A lot of work was done to this car before it was parked 15 years ago. Fresh paint job, suspension, brake work, original engine in it. Not sure which one is in it, but man, so excited, man, to have another one. Stay tuned to this one, guys. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I know it's been a while since I posted anything, but I have got a treat for you. Now y'all know, or most of you know, my love for these Corvettes, especially the C1s, 2s, and 3s. This one here is definitely, I don't know if you consider it a barn find. I consider it a barn find. This fell into my lap about 2 weeks ago. Actually, about a month ago, I noticed the car, and it's taken me about 2 or 3 weeks to get the car in my hands. Now, the story goes, this car sat for 15 years in a body shop, a climate-controlled shop, so hopefully we don't find any mice or rat droppings or anything like that in there. The car was originally painted, suspension work done, brake work done, a slew of things were done to this car as far as a restoration goes. Something happened to where the car wasn't picked up. Time goes by, 12, 13, 14 years later, shop reopens, the car is discovered. I saw it and I started inquiring about it, got a hold of the owner of the shop and offered him money for it, and the guy just more or less said, you can have it, get it out of my garage. So, score, free 1981 Corvette. Now, the 1981 Corvette was the only year with the 350. You only had one option on that. I think it was the L48 previous to this. I think it was the L48. And this one's considered the L81. Still carbureted, about 190 horse. They weren't very fast, but this body style is just, to me, the coolest. This is probably my favorite year. I've had a couple before this, 76, I had a 78, and now I have my 81. I don't know anything really about the car other than the shape it's in. It does have a bunch of parts to it. Now, previously, when I picked it up, the guy said the paint job was brand new. He pulled it up on the rack, started doing some wiring on the dashboard, and something happened, and the rest is history, and the car's in my garage. So the story is yet to be told. So we're going to go through this thing, we're going to check it out. It hasn't been started in almost 12, 13 years. Someone keeps telling me it's 15 years. I think it's more or less 12 to 13 because I looked at the registration already, and it is back from 2013. So pretty close to 13, 14 years. I don't know if there's any water in it. I don't know if there's any gas in it. I don't know if there's any brake fluid in it. I have no idea the condition of this car. So we're going to find out together what shape this thing is. We're going to see if the engine even turns over by hand, see if it's even got oil in it, throw a new battery in it, throw some juice down the carburetor, see if it sparks off. Hopefully this thing fires up. I'm real optimistic, but let's take a look at it. Now, as you can see, years and years of dust from sitting in that shop. Cats seem to love it. Luckily, the cats never got inside the car. There is some damage that I have noticed. The T-tops are cracked, but as you look over here, we have a brand new set of T-tops sitting on the floor that came with the car. I guess that was part of the restoration. It is missing some trim right here on the back window, which I'm hoping is inside the car. The car is pretty clean. I don't see a bunch of cracks in the fiberglass from the dirt. So once we get this thing going and running, we'll be able to give it a bath and see where we're at. The front nose, obviously they had the front nose disconnected when they painted the car, and it's just sitting up here loosely. Emblems are back on it, which is good. The car seems to be 100% complete on the outside. I do believe the owner told me, or the guy who owned the shop told me, that the majority of the parts of the car are within the car. So let's check that out. Now this car, from what I've been told, has originally 43,000 miles on it. I can definitely tell by the awesome, cool silver interior. The carpet still looks brand new underneath. As you can tell, you have a bunch of wiring, a bunch of parts. I have no idea what all this is. We're gonna figure it out together. More parts in the back. Looks like someone's license plate. We got the gauge. We got all kinds of mixed match parts for this car. So I'm hoping that within the next few videos we'll get this thing on the road and back to running like it should. But for right now, I'm going to get some tools. I am going to get on that front crank bolt, see if the engine turns over freely. First check to see if there's any oil in it. I could the old-fashioned wheel it run, pull the spark plugs out, all that, but I know this thing sat. The guy told me it ran when they pulled it up on the rack, and that was the last time it ran. So we're going to check to see if it's got fluids. We're going to check to see if the engine turns over by hand. We're going to throw a battery in this thing, see what comes to life on, make sure there's no fires, and see if we can't get this Corvette running again. So stay tuned. All right, let's pop this hood open and see what we got. Oh, the hood latch still works. Now back in '81, you had the 350. And would you look at that? Doesn't look like anything has been touched. It still looks all original. It's still got the smog pump on for the emissions. We'll delete on that at a later date. Looks like someone did some distributor work to it. They marked them so they wouldn't mess them up. So someone's actually been in here. Let me come around that side and check the oil. See if there's anything in it. Yeah, there's not much in there. It's pretty black. Looks like mud. Where's it at? Training fluid in it. Ooh, that's nice and red. That's nice and red. Don't smell burnt, smells fresh actually. EGR. That actually looks aftermarket, like it's been replaced, or it could be original. So I got 43,000 miles on it, so all of this might be original. Not sure. Yeah, you got the old Quadrajet 4-banger in it. Nice and clean in there. Don't look like there's any rust or anything in there. Choke seems to be working. Now, as you can tell, there's no mice, there's no nests in there, so nothing got into this thing, which is really good. That's a big, big bonus. Like I said, it still has a smaller pump on it. It's got the AC on it, which looks like it's missing the belt. So maybe the AC didn't work or the compressor was bad. And the compressor don't seem to spin at all. Oof. So maybe that's why the AC is not working. The fan still runs, moves. Well, the radiator cap was off and there's absolutely no juice in there. She is bone dry. All right, so we know it needs oil. We know it needs water. Tranny is good. Let's get down in here and check. Yeah, it's got the original, can't see it very well, but it's got the original green spark plugs and AC Delco spark plugs. which I'm going to assume they're 45 TS's. Yeah, nobody's really been in here too much. Got a lot of rust condensation here. Yeah, the AC is disconnected. They got the AC disconnected on it, which is all right. We're on the other side. Let's check the mass cylinder, see if we got any fluid in there. Oh, it's got fluid. Looks a little rusty. But the question is there going to be brakes? Looks like they had some poison in here for the bugs or the mice, which is good. Looks like it had cruise control at one point. Yeah, the horn's missing for the cruise control, so that's been just deleted, taken out. Let's see if this thing even has a throttle on it. Yeah, the throttle still works. Wow, very, very clean inside there. I don't know if you can get inside there, right there. Come over here this way a little bit. Zoom in there. Yeah, it's very clean inside there. So it might be true that the 43,000 miles on it, which I have to agree it has to be. You can always check the brake pedal as well. But it's got new shocks on it, bunch of new parts on it. Everything's kind of corroded over from sitting down here in the south with the humidity and the moisture. So looks like we got some wiring going on here. What do we got here? Oh, that's the light for the hood. And it does, wow, it even has an electric fan on top of the regular clutch fan. Can't really see that, but it's in there. All right, so we're gonna go ahead, first off, throw a battery in this thing, get a socket on the crank bolt, see if this engine won't even turn over by hand, freely by hand. If it turns over freely by hand, we'll give it a couple rotations, throw the battery in, hook it up, throw some oil in it, definitely throw some oil in it, I already picked some up, and throw some gas in and see what happens. All right, first things first, we're gonna go ahead and see if we can't get this engine to turn over, at least by hand. Let's see what we got in here. Oh yeah. Let's see. Good old-fashioned quadrajet. Which does move. Got some busted vacuum lines here, so we got to cap those off. There's another one, unless that's it right there. I'm not sure what this is. That could be to the EGR or the smog pump system. Yeah, looks like it went right here. Something went right here. Just busted off here too. So we got a lot of dry rotted hoses on here. So that's all going to have to be addressed before we fire this thing up. There's another right there. That's really nothing. Well, let's go ahead and see if we can't get this engine to turn over. Now normally you could do this three different ways. You could do it by the crank bolt on the crank. You could do it on the alternator bolt. Sometimes if the belt's tight enough. I don't like doing that. I'd rather go off the crank or go off the flywheel. So hopefully we don't have to go underneath the car and get the flywheel. We're going to try it right here. Man, they made this thing so freaking tight to get into. See if we can get a turn on it. Oh, good. There she goes. She's not locked up. That's a good sign. That's a good sign. See if we can get a couple more turns on it. See if I feel any edges anywhere. That's a good turn. As you see, she's spinning pretty good now. I don't feel any ridges in there. Like I said, I didn't go as far as pulling the spark plugs out. I'm sure they're all corroded. But we're going to see. So we know the engine turns over. That's the score. So it's sitting for 13, 12, I don't know how many years. We know it's not locked up, which that's the first hurdle we're over. Go ahead and spray some of this stuff down. It's not going to hurt nothing. We're definitely going to have to let's go ahead and pull this distributor cap off, make sure there's not a bunch of moisture in there. I love HEI. Before that, you had the point system, or points, which is easy to work on as well. Let's see what we got under here. Oh man, let me see. What's holding me up? What's holding me up? Which one? Which wire? Which wire? Is it this one? Let me pop this one off. Which one is it? You're gonna fight me already? I just brought you home. What is keeping me from leaving? I don't want to screw up the firing order, so most of that one. Yeah, that's a little better. And we'll pull that one off. Just rub on the side. Yeah, we got some corrosion in there. Not too bad. Rotor bug looks new. Distributor actually still looks brand new. I'm not sure if that's an aftermarket control module or not, but everything seems to be new still, which coincides with sitting for as long as it did, and 43,000 miles. Where's that other plug wire now? Right here. So it looked okay in there. I could clean those points off, but we're not. We're not doing it. We'll see if it fires off. Like I said, there's plenty of will it run videos out there where they just go hog wild crazy, and you know, we're gonna wing it. You're not sitting right on that. Why don't you let go? I'll just come back to the lever. Alright. Let's go ahead. Throw some oil in it. Because I already know she's bone dry. And I've already got oil. So. I'm going to throw some 1030 in it. And hopefully you don't hear it leaking out the bottom. It's pretty empty, so I'm sure it'll take all of this. Now when I go to try to crank this over, I'll disconnect the coil so we get some oil up at the top of the cam and the lifters and all that. Don't want to start it dry. Not good on the cam and the lifters, or actually none of the bearings, so we'll disconnect the coil, give it a few rotations, as if the starter is free. Well, I'm just happy that the engine actually turns over. So that's a really good sign. Now, I'm sure there's going to be corrosion or condensation on the tips of the plugs. But if she sparks off, we'll end up changing those out too. We're not going to spend any money right now. We're just going to see if she runs. I don't know if it was knocking. I don't know if it was smoking. I have no idea what conditions the engine ran in besides being told that it ran fine when it's pulled up on that rack. So we're gonna throw some oil in it, throw some water in it, throw some fresh gas down the carb, a fresh battery, and that's it. That's as far as we're going. And once we establish that it runs and it runs okay, or she'll fire up and run on all 8, hopefully she runs on all 8, then we'll go ahead and do the tune-up, wires, fuel filter, you know, all that. I'm going to assume and hope that the fuel lines are cracked like these other ones here are dry rotted. Hopefully we're okay there. All right. Look at that. Oil on dipstick. 13 years, 14 years. First time having oil in it. Now I'm going to go ahead. We're going to change out this battery and see what kind of life it has. Now I can already tell just within a few minutes I've already come in here and I plugged off a few of these lines real quick off camera. Went through a couple other little things. This obviously isn't the original carburetor because you have the electronics to the other carb that used to be on there. One was for the, I think it was a choke, and I can't remember what this one was, but it was electronic right here. So this isn't the original carburetor to the car. I've also noticed a lot of air lines unhooked up, which I think went to the smog pump. But I think most of the air lines and headlights and stuff like that are still hooked up. But we're gonna go ahead, I've already put oil in it. I got some mixed fuel to pour down the carburetor here shortly to see if she'll spark off. But like I said, we're going to throw a battery in it, disconnect the coil, and see if this thing at least turns over. Man, these seats are gorgeous, aren't they? I don't think these were refinished. I really think these are the original seats. They're in such great shape. And by looking at, I don't know if you can see by this brake pedal, hardly any wear and tear in that. Yeah, my light's horrible in here. But let's stay focused to get this battery out. That's gonna need me some fixation on that. Go ahead and pull this puppy out of here. Man, I hope this ain't no electrical fire. There's a lot of stuff in that dashboard disconnected. I really don't know what they were doing. What is that, an AutoZone battery? Advanced op, gold, who sells gold? Is that AutoZone? I think it's AutoZone. Alright, let's pull this out. Let's see what the date on that was. Oh, no date. Oh, there it is, 2013. Right there, top of the battery. I don't know if you can see that, 2013. So I want to say this battery's dead. Got us an O'Reilly's battery. I like my O'Reilly batteries. I could have gone to Walmart, but I don't know. Personally, I just don't like Walmart's batteries. I guess for your jam, but this is only like $100. Plus, I know the boys up there and they give a guy a discount. So we're gonna go ahead and put this thing up. It's snug in there. Give it some life. Hopefully the fire is off. Stay up there. Now for the power. Silence. What's that? Arson. So that's wipers? What is that? Is that the antenna? Something's going. That is the wire or the antenna. Yep. Yep, keep cranking now. Definitely gotta disconnect that. All right, so it has power. I don't know if I can reach in there and get that, which I probably can't. Disconnect. Nope. Well, you know that's going to kill the battery. And that's to the radio. Let's disconnect this wire, the coil wire. Let's see if she turns over. Moment of truth. She's alive. That sounds really healthy. No real big gallop in there. Cylinders sound good. Get some oil up. That sounds like the heater. So we got some stuff running here. So we're gonna do this 1 or 2 more times. Just take that battery and shut some things off. Alright, she sounds real healthy. She sounds real healthy. Alright, we got a few things we got to disconnect here real quick. And then give her some go-go juice, see what happens. Right. Now, I did go ahead and disconnect the antenna on the back, so that's off. I disconnected the blower motor, so nothing else is running on the car. Battery's hooked back up. We'll go ahead and throw some mixed fuel down this carburetor. Give it a little tappity tap 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 on the accelerator pump. Hopefully it doesn't stick, the float doesn't stick, and reconnect the coil wire and see if this thing pops off. 2013, that's what I'm going to say. I think the last time this car was driven was 2013. So, I don't know, sounds pretty good when we crank it. A little bit of this in here. Seems to have taken a lot of it. Let's make sure the accelerator pump's actually working. We got fuel. If you can see in there, come on in here. There you go. Spit, spit. I'll probably flood it. All right. Moment of truth. See if it pops off after all these years. I do have a fire extinguisher handy, just in case. Get out of here. Did you hear how smooth that thing sounded? Runs like a top, man. Runs like a top. Let's do that again. Now, I really don't want to pour a bunch of gas on that gas tank because I'm guaranteeing you whatever's in that tank is, I'm not hoping it's not pulling fuel. I probably should disconnect the fuel line. I'm too excited. I'm too happy. I'm just glad this thing's running, so let's do this again. Let's see if she'll idle on her own. All right. No help, not giving any help. Well, there you have it. Smoky, stinky, is running on those spark plugs from 2000, who knows when, or if they're ever been changed with 40,000 miles. That's probably original spark plug, because there are the green, old-fashioned AC Delco 45s, or 44s, or 43s. It's good. Progress. She runs after sitting all this time. So now it's on to getting her outside, getting her a bath, pull it back in. I'm sure the brake lines. Let's check the brake pedal, see what happens. I've never checked the brakes. Yeah, she goes right to the floor. Yeah, there's nothing there. And she looks wet underneath the master, so I'm pretty sure the master's plunger is all gummed up. The gasket or the rubber seal in there is all gummed up. So we can either take this apart and repair it, or for the price of one of these, we're just going to replace it. So we're going to do plugs, wires, throw some, do a fresh oil change on it, give it some antifreeze, take care of the brakes. Still got to find out if it's charging or not. Got to find out if the transmission even shifts. So we got a long way to go on this car. But that's it, man. Corvette that sat for over a dozen years in the shop, gifted to me, got it running, sounds great. Now it's time to get it together and get it back on the road. So stay tuned to the next video, guys. And again, always, thank you for watching. Tell a friend, subscribe, like, make comments. What should I do with it? Should we just keep it original? Should we pull the engine out? Any ideas, man? Alright, guys, thank you. To the next video. Peace.